Hi, I'm Madeleine Shaw and I'm here in Ibiza. Now I thought since I'm in the Spanish region, why not make a classical Spanish dish? So I'm going to be creating a paella, but there's a little twist to it. Instead of using your conventional rice, I'm using cauliflower rice. It keeps it a little bit more low carb, less kind of bloating, nice and fresh. So let's go and do it. So first up, I'm going to basically put 2 pinches of saffron into 500 ml of fish stock. You can use fish stock or chicken stock, so just 2 nice pinches in there. And I'm going to bring this to like a high simmer. So we're going to slice up 1 large white onion, and this is going to be our base of the paella. So I'm also going to chop up some chorizo, and that's going to give it a really nice flavour. It's also going to give it that nice smokiness. So just cutting up into little chunks. So you want to grab like a nice large pot and just bring it to a medium heat. And then we're going to place in a bit of oil. I'm using some coconut oil to fry off the onions and chorizo, so just a tablespoon. So once the pan is nice and hot, I'm just going to chuck in all this onion and chorizo and get it fried up. So it's smelling really good. I love the smell of fried onions, especially with the chorizo, it's got that really smoky flavour. So while the onions are frying off, I'm just going to get my garlic. It brings such a nice flavour to this dish. And I'm just going to chuck it in with the onions and chorizo. So this paella already has lots of flavour, but we're going to heighten it a little bit with a bit of chilli for a kick. So I've just got 1 fresh chilli going in there. And obviously, if you like it spicy, you can add even more in. And then some smoked paprika, which is going to give it a really nice smokiness. So I'm just going to put a teaspoon in there as well. And then a nice pinch of Himalayan sea salt, just to give a little bit of saltiness and give that a good stir. And now it's starting to brown a little bit, so we know it's definitely time to add in our rice and our stock. So I'm using cauliflower rice. This is a much lower carb version, totally grain-free. So I've just basically grated some cauliflower and just using the whole one. And it's going to give us that nice crunchy texture of rice, keeping it nice and healthy and light. So we'll stir that in and then also pour in the fish stock. So next I'm going to grab the tomatoes. So just 1 can is completely enough of chopped tomatoes, and we're just going to pop that in. So we're just going to leave this simmering for 15 minutes, and that's going to allow the cauliflower to soak in all those flavours, and then we can put all that delicious fish in. So you've got to be a little bit careful with mussels. They're super delicious, but what you want to watch out for is that when they're not cooked, that they're closed, and once you've cooked them, that they're open. Just wedge them in. And then we've got some prawns, so you can take the heads off if you like, but I actually like keeping them on, which I think provide a bit more flavour, but if you don't like seeing those heads, you can take them off too. So we're just chucking in a good handful of prawns. And then some monkfish, which I've just cut up into chunks. So we're just waiting for all this fish to cook, and I can see some of these mussels are just opening up beautifully, and that's what we're looking for. Nice open, cooked through mussels. And we just want the monkfish just to be just cooked through. We don't want to overcook it so it gets flaky, because we want to still have a nice texture in there. All we need to do now is just add in the peas, and that's just going to give a nice colour, good texture, add a bit more veggie goodness in there too. So we'll stir that in. So keep stirring those peas in, but we don't want to overcook them, we don't want mushy peas. So we're going to serve it, and we're just going to finish it off with the juice of 1 fresh lime. So I'm going to turn off the heat, I'm going to grab a bowl and dish it up. It's going to have like all the beautiful fish in there, and this has got that nice sort of pop from the peas, a little bit of a crunch from the cauliflower, that smokiness from the chorizo. It's just an explosion of flavours and really like warming and comforting, but still quite light. There we go. And then I love to just finish it off with a bit of chopped parsley. So this dish is done. I'm gonna grab a fork, sit in the sun and eat it. This is so delicious. So full of flavour and crunchiness. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me here in Ibiza. It's been so awesome to make an actual paella here in Spain. Now, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, leave us a comment below, and I will see you next time.